Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today is the third and final video in the collaboration with my friend Shannon over at Shannon Talks Yarn, which is our hashtag crochet flip. Now those of you that have been here with us for the last 3 months know exactly what I'm talking about, but I will give you a little refresher, and for all our new friends I'll let you know what's been happening. And tell you right now, this is something that is so very addictive. So our friend Shannon is all the way in Iowa, USA, which might be very close to you, but it's very far for me because I'm here in Sydney, Australia. So Shannon thought, and this was about 6 months ago, she thought, why don't we do a collaboration together? And of course I was so excited and so happy that she asked me to do this because I've never done a collaboration before. But then we had to think of something that we could do together, being mindful that our national holidays are different, our seasons are opposite. We celebrate some things that we have in common, but we wanted to make sure that it was something that was going to be fun, and also invite you guys to come and join along if you wish to as well. And of course, some of our YouTube Yarny friends have joined in along the way. So about 4 months ago, Shannon thought, why don't we do like a crochet flip, which is basically, going to a thrift store, purchasing an item of clothing, adding crochet to it to give it new life, or to make it even more beautiful, or to just basically flip it. Now, Shannon, and please go and watch Shannon's video. She's actually got a playlist with all our videos in there, and including anyone else that's joined in. So Shannon went shopping, and she got, a few items from a thrift store. She talks about that in her videos. I went shopping to our thrift stores here in Sydney, Australia, and it was quite disappointing. First of all, the prices were not, what I expected. They were much higher. But in saying that, I really didn't find anything that was appealing to me. So I went shopping in my own wardrobe, which is always a lot of fun because you discover some amazing things in there. The idea also was that, if there was something that you thought had come to the end of its life, but you still loved that piece of clothing, but it had a stain on it or something, this was a good way to flip it as well. So we commenced to put our heads together and came up with a little timeline, which included the first Friday of each month. So February, March and April. So today's the reveal video. Now last month we showed you what we were going to be working on, and then we've come on tonight to reveal what we've done with our crochet hobby our crochet art, and a piece of clothing that we wanted to flip. Now I also have Thea's clothing, piece of clothing that she sent to us, and I will showcase that for you. But the first thing I want to say is thank you to Shannon. And thank you to all of you for coming along on this journey. And if you guys haven't started to beautify your clothes with crochet, so do a little crochet flip on your own, let me tell you, it's very addictive. The only thing that kept me back was fear. And that fear I worked out because I started to think about it after I actually started about 2 weeks ago, after knowing about this project for months and months. The not being able to reverse what I did to the actual fabric, which, like for example putting holes in it or cutting it up, is what scared me. But then I thought, well, isn't this the whole idea, that then we can just fix it with crochet? So when I got that through my head, I got through that hurdle, I pushed through, and then I just got so excited. So I didn't just stop at one. So stay tuned, guys. There's definitely this one and a couple more that I'd like to show you. And now that I'm on a roll, you might be seeing more crochet flips in the future. So thank you, Shannon, for igniting that passion in me, something I never knew that was there, but I always admired others that did it. So let's get started with Thea's submission. And thank you so much, Thea, for sending this through. Now, Thea got very excited from the very start, so I knew she would send something fabulous to us because she's actually really crafty, and she's, very talented with her crochet and other forms of, she does a lot of different crafting. So I'm not at all surprised that what she sent to us is amazing. So let me just share it with you. So this is the front of it, and I will bring it up closer so you can see the detail. So look at the sleeve, guys. Absolutely love it. And the rest of the detail of the front. And then I'll show you the back. So Thea says that she just got an old green tank top, which had an actual stain on it. And then also the bottom of the hem, it was coming undone. And let me show you the back. So what she did, she got some black cotton, 100% cotton yarn, and a 3.25 millimeter hook. And look what she's done. She has flipped this ratty old tank top, not so ratty, sorry Thea, into something beautiful that she can wear now, and other people, well, I think it'll be like a talking piece, which I think will be awesome. So thank you so very much, Thea, for joining along. We really do appreciate it. And as I said, if you want to see other people's makes as well that have joined in, if you put in the hashtag crochet flip, you'll be able to see those. So what have I done, guys? Well, I started off with this one. Some of you may remember I had this t-shirt and I really wanted to add something to it, and I was going to go quite, you know, I thought quite simple, and I put on this beautiful, beautiful moss stitch. I absolutely love it. So what I did is I used my Hobie, here it is here, yarn, and it is an 8/8 100% cotton yarn, which I thought was perfect to match the material here, and it actually does blend in so nicely, and I wish you could feel the texture. I absolutely love that, and it sits very, very pretty. In actual fact, it might be something I'd like to add to the sleeves, but at this stage I've only done it to the bottom of the top or the t-shirt. Now for this one, I did end up using an 8mm hook, because I wanted it to be as stretchy as possible, and it didn't end up at all like holey or anything like that, because that's why I wanted to go with a moss stitch to create a thicker fabric, rather than something very, very loose and over drapey, because I just wanted it to flow. In actual fact, if I was to do it again for the so the foundation row, so when you do your blanket stitch, and I'll talk about that in a moment, how I did that. For those of you that may not be familiar, I used a 7mm hook because I thought it would be wide enough, thick enough. But then when I started to create the actual stitches itself, I did use the 8mm hook, and it is just beautiful. I'm very, very happy with the end result. And let me tell you, like I said, if I was to have the time, which I'm sure I will one day in the future, I might even try to see what it might look like on the sleeves. Again, the only thing that I don't want to do is put the holes in the material if I don't go ahead with it. So I'll have a little think about that. So that was the very, very first one. And what I did do, I just kept going round and round, you know, trying it on a few times to see about the length, but I actually ended up just using one whole ball of this yarn, which is 50 grams, excuse me, which is about 8 rounds. So it was perfect. I was so very, very happy and pleased with that. Then I thought, oh my gosh, that didn't take very much at all. What takes the longest time is like planning it in your head, but also just making sure that you get the, you know, the first row correct, like getting all your little stitches in the very beginning. So after that one, I made a project that I've been wanting to make now for maybe 6 months, when I first saw it on Sarah Satcher's YouTube tutorial, which was, let me tell you what it is and then I'll show it to you. So the tutorial is t-shirt beaded collar, and it's in her Friday Fun Day playlist. And here it is here, guys, and then I'll talk you through it. I absolutely love it. Look at that. It actually sits really, really pretty on. Let me just dress Tilly over here while I talk to you. So what I did is I followed the tutorial exactly as Sarah had it. So it is a very good tutorial because it talks you through how to actually get, oops, does that look okay there for you guys? There we go. So you get an idea how it sits, and it does sit very, very pretty. I know I haven't done a great job dressing her, but at least you can see it on. I hope you like the color choices, because I actually love the beads that I've added to it. It was a little bit iffy if I had the right beads or not, but I just wanted to work with what I had. So let me tell you how I did it, the whole process of this one, which was exactly the same for down here. But of course I added the beads to this one for something a little bit fancier. So I got my tape measure, and I got one of these, it's like for marking, you know, I've actually got this when I tried quilt making. So you just mark fabric, so it washes off this white marker, and I thought you could definitely see that on the different color material. With my tape measure, I measured across here at the collar, 1/4 of an inch, and then I'll put the hole through it. I'll show you now, because my needle wasn't sharp enough to go through, the one that I was using. And down here I actually did 1/2 an inch, and maybe next time I would go 1/4 of an inch. So what I did use Oh, so in here, I don't know if you guys, I love this set, one of my first sets. It's got these little tiny hooks that, like they're, you know, very, very small for like thread and that. But it's got the very, very sharp pointy end, and that's what you need. So you can push it through the fabric. And then with my darning needle, I did the blanket stitch all the way around with the cotton, the same cotton that I needed. So that was like your foundation row, if you want to call it that. And then I proceeded to follow Sarah's pattern for this one, whereas for that one I just did the moss stitch, but for this one it's a whole lot of chains and V-stitches and what have you. And then at the last row, or you can go down as far as you want, but this is exactly how Sarah made it. I added the beads, and I just used beads that I had in the house. So I had a set of these pony beads, which are quite readily available, and I went for the ones that were as matte as possible, not shiny, not see-through, something that would complement the fabric. And I used the same yarn as the one before, so my Hobie 88 We Love yarn cotton, 100% cotton, and this is just under a ball to make this one here. Again, another 50-gram ball, and I think that it's turned out so pretty. Will both do, and it's not like over the top, and it's not, you know, like, I just think that it's something that I would enjoy wearing. And again, another conversation starter, I think. So for this one here, I used a 5.5mm hook because I wanted it to be tight enough to hold its shape, but drapey enough so that it would sit nice, because you don't want it all bunched up at the top. So that worked out really well, again, with this yarn. But it didn't stop there, guys. I found a pair of shorts, and they were brand new. I actually took the tag off. No, they're not for me, obviously, when you see the size. But look at this. I wanted to get a 70s vibe pair of shorts, and here they are here. So I crocheted these little flowers from Bruna Ticality. I'll put that down in the description box. And then this one here, it's the, most of you, or many of you may have seen, I think it's called the Vintage Flower Square, but I just didn't square it off. So if you squared it off, you know, you'd have a square, and once again, these are the little flowers there. Absolutely loved putting this together. And all I used for this, I didn't actually use cotton this time. I could have, but I didn't have the colors that I wanted. So this is just all 100% acrylic yarn. It's my Marvel 8 ply. You don't use very much at all, let me tell you. And I used a 5mm hook for that. And what I did to make sure that I got the, you couldn't see the stitches, because these are sewn on, they're not glued on. And I made sure that I didn't go through the pockets as well. So it's actually a little bit messier on the inside, but it's still good. I actually separated the yarn, and then I threaded it through that way. So you can't actually see the stitches at all. Oh, I've probably made you dizzy putting it in and out like that. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, that's it, guys. I managed to do 3 crochet flips. I absolutely love all 3 of them. I'm so happy. Now in my mind, every time I look at a piece of clothing that's, you know, may have seen better days, I keep thinking, oh my goodness, now I want to do this and now I want to do that. For example, I've seen, and I would love to do this on a pair of jeans where you cut down the side, make a whole heap of granny squares and sew them down, and then I just think it looks amazing, that look, for example. Or, you know, anyway, it's endless what we can do. So I wonder if that sparked your imagination to try something of your own. And if you do that, please send it across to me. You know that I would love to showcase it. But as I said, I was going to go simple, which I did do. This one, just the moss stitch, made a beautiful fabric, and I absolutely love it. This one, I had to try it. I have been wanting to do this one for so long, and it was the perfect opportunity. And again, not too much, not over the top, just enough to add that bit of crochet to flip this piece of clothing, because it was a very simple t-shirt, as you saw both of them. And again, I could not resist the 70s vibe coming from that era. I just thought that it was perfect. So I am so excited to see what Shannon is going to show us. She is amazing. She has so much talent crochet wise, and she's got such great ideas all the time. I just love her style. So I cannot wait to see what you have for us, Shannon. Now I know that here in Sydney, Australia, it's Friday night before it's Friday night. in the Northern Hemisphere. So I have to put this video out as late as I can here possible to keep in the time frame for Australia, and then hopefully everyone will see it at the right time in the rest of the world. I'm losing my words because I'm so excited. So once again, I just want to thank you, Shannon, for inviting me along for this collaboration. I hope it's the first of many, and I just want to thank you all for coming along on this fun journey with us. It's something that I never thought I'd ever do. Always thought, wow, when I used to see some, you know, crochet on clothing, and now I know that the only thing keeping me back was fear, because I think that I can build on what I've already done, and I hope you like what I've shown you today. Maybe it's inspired you to do something as well. So until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.